President Biden and a group of elected officials celebrate a plan to bring down inflation, but inflation is still red hot. So the big party did not go quite as planned. And we were in Washington for the gathering when today's inflation news broke.
Let's start with the numbers. The Consumer Price Index rose slightly from July to August and showed an 8.3% increase over a year ago. Many economists expected to see a slight drop in inflation at this point, and that was enough to send the stock market into a free fall, its worst day in more than 2 years. The Dow tumbling more than 1,200 points. The Nasdaq lost more than 600. Just over 5% of its overall value. And there you see the S&P got thumped as well. Political specialist Shaun at the White House right now, where they celebrated the Inflation Reduction Act. Shaun, you are among just a handful of local reporters invited.
And Jim, no coincidence, we're all from states with competitive races in November. Colorado's U.S. Senate race increasingly drawing national attention. While the timing of the celebration isn't ideal with the new inflation numbers out today, the election is just 2 months away, and Democrats need all the help they can get. Make no mistake, today's event is much about politics as policy.
Welcome to the White House, everybody.
The law may be for everyone, but this celebration especially for voters in states like Colorado. Voters worried about the economy and climate change and wondering if Democrats like Senator Michael Bennet are doing enough to help. Bennet among the 5,000 guests at the event.
Now we've passed a bill that's not only the most significant bill that any government has passed with respect to climate change, but is going to cap drug prices for seniors at $2,000 a year. It's going to make Medicare negotiate drug prices for the first time in this country's history. It's going to cap the price of insulin at $35 a month for seniors.
But he admits the Inflation Reduction Act won't reduce inflation anytime soon.
This isn't about some quick fix. I've never said that. I said that actually that we're not going to see the results of this immediately. I think people in Colorado don't expect that.
His Republican opponent, Joe O'Dea, disagrees.
Michael Bennet and Joe Biden, they own this inflation. It was caused by the $1.9 trillion that they dumped into the market here a year ago, March. And this inflationary spending bill that they've now approved is going to make it worse.
The law may not impact inflation, but it could impact the November election. O'Dea hoping voters will be turned off by its funding of 87,000 new IRS agents.
87,000 IRS agents shaking down working Americans here in Colorado that make under 200 grand. That's going to make this worse.
Bennet focused on the law's historic investment in clean energy.
Before we passed this bill, our policy, or our lack of policy, was inflationary, was lousy for our national security and our energy independence and our economic independence, and was terrible at driving emissions down.
While one law won't decide a race, clearly Democrats believe it will play into a race that could decide control of the U.S. Senate. Although the race is drawing national attention, so far it has not drawn much national money. Analysis by the Colorado Sun found $9 million in TV ads have aired or been booked as of September 1st, compared to nearly $46 million in ads at the same time in the 2020 Senate race. Outside spending, typically an indication of how competitive a race is. If the numbers don't change, O'Dea is likely in trouble. Live from the White House, Shaun covering Colorado First.
All right, Shaun.